The honourable member for Calgary-Shaw, followed by Edmonton-Ellerslie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Albertans are still reeling from last week's revelations about our child welfare system. The Minister of Human Services has since claimed that exposing details about children dying in care is somehow part of an agenda, or that the information has been selectively chosen. But the fact remains that since 1999, 145 children have died in care, 89 deaths were kept secret, and publication bans shroud the system in secrecy. So to the Minister, what is your ministry doing in advance of the MLA roundtable to ensure we take a coordinated approach to reviewing all child deaths?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, Mr. Speaker, I think when one focuses on 86 deaths unreported prior to 2011, all deaths now being reported, when there are some 8,000 to 9,000 children in care in any given year, that would be a rather narrow part of the agenda. There are a lot of other issues to be addressed and other things happening, and there are a lot of very good things happening in the system as a result of many of those investigations that have happened over the years and the recommendations over the years. Right. The roundtable will determine whether we have the right death investigation process, one of its agenda items, and we will take
Calgary-Shaw for supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that 1/3 of the babies who died in care succumbed to SIDS or to entirely preventable unsafe sleeping conditions, how does the minister propose to address this issue before your roundtable?
Well, Mr. Speaker, some time ago there were recommendations around this. There's been a complete review. In fact, a review was done of infant deaths to SIDS in 2005, and recommendations that we implement safe sleeping policies. We've developed the Safe Babies training for foster parents and kinship caregivers for infants. Safe Babies provides valuable information about caring for infants and specialized care required by babies prenatal. It includes a chapter on sleep positions, reducing risk. So, Mr. Speaker, we've learned from what's happened, we've learned from the reviews, we've learned from the recommendations, and we have implemented changes, and those are
Honourable Member Calgary-Shaw.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given that the culture of secrecy has led to mistakes being repeated and policies not followed by caseworkers, many of whom are overworked and under-resourced, how does the minister propose to address this critical shortcoming before your roundtable in January?
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's not a given that there's a culture of secrecy. In fact, in the child welfare system and in the Human Services Department, we have been spending the last 2 years working better together, working on outcomes-based delivery, working on changes to practice that improve practice, that not because the practice before was bad, but because you can always learn from every circumstance and do better. And that's what this department is dedicated to, that's what this government is dedicated to, and we're fully prepared to do it in public while protecting the privacy of those whose privacy needs to also be protected.